Hey, so before I get into this video, I just want to preface this by saying that the audio that you're going to hear later on is from 2 weeks before now because I had like a really bad computer virus going on and it made everything crash. So I had to get that taken in and fixed. And I just want to say that this whole thing has been crazy. The world is in so much turmoil right now and stream future nostalgia. So here we go. What's up, internet? So, welcome to my channel. This is obviously the first video on the new channel, and I think I'd better get some introductories out of the way before I start going off on some shit that is completely unrelated to this video. So, hi, my name is Xander. This is my YouTube channel, TaroTix, and if you want to follow my Instagram, it'll be in the description below. Trying to get that call to action like a good YouTuber. And what you're watching is just a speed paint of a drawing that I came up with. Before anyone says anything, I swear, I I know how phallic it looks, but I was not planning on it looking like a dick when I was drawing it. I only realized it when I was editing it, and I was like, oh shit, that looks like a dick. So there's me acknowledging it. We can move past it now. God, I'm looking at it right now. So now that we're over that, let's just let's talk about hygiene. Let's talk about Corona. So, one main reason why I revived this channel, and I'll get into why I say revive instead of start. The main reason why I'm starting this channel up again is because Corona has quite literally destroyed all of my pastimes and rendered me unable to leave the house comfortably and or without guilt of spreading it to others or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to give you whatever the media is trying to spoon feed me. Basically, I've had a lot of free time, and as your average Gen Z bitch boy, a lot of that time has sadly been devoted to copious amounts of hours on TikTok. It's been a real struggle. I'm the type of person that conv I'm not very good at asserting myself, and that sort of bleeds into social media. I don't leave comments, I don't make posts. I get so much secondhand embarrassment just from looking at myself. I guess that would just be firsthand embarrassment, but it's like I'm watching the dumpster fire version of myself being on fire, and I'm rushing to put it out by deleting all of my content. So this is already a step in the right direction, you know what I mean? So now, because of all the free time that I've had, basically, I've developed very unhealthy habits of doing absolutely nothing. And it's gotten to the point where I absolutely just cannot keep sitting on my ass. I cannot keep sitting in my bed. I cannot keep fucking eating ice cream because I'm just bored. I need to do something. And right now, there's just been a lot of events that have led me to believe, not that I'm like a spiritual person, but there's been a lot of events that have led me to believe that this is just the right time. Like the right words at the right time, the right events all lined up. Oh my God. Let's just talk about the first time I tried to create an art YouTube channel because that was a major flop, and I feel like it's important for me to address that. I was a flop. It's really hard to admit that. Let's address the new wave of scene kids. It's not scene, it's not an aesthetic anymore. It's like little kids wanting to be YouTubers now. It's the fact that YouTube, social media in general, but YouTube especially, has been this breeding ground for little kids trying to become YouTube celebrities because it's so desirable. It's such a glamorous lifestyle that's being portrayed. And, me being your average Gen Z bitch boy, have I said that already? I'm so I'm so neurotic. Anyways, me being your average Gen Z, I was caught up in that and I wanted to create an art YouTube channel because I don't know, it just seemed like the right thing to do at the time. And I figured it would lead me to some good opportunities in the future if it caught on. Spoiler alert, what the fuck? Spoiler alert, it did not. In fact, what it actually led to was like, how many videos? Let's say it was like 30. No, it was more than 30. Like 50 videos of like pure mediocre content, mediocre drawings, mediocre editing, mediocre. Oh my God, I don't even want to think about how terrible the voiceovers were. I need someone to like cringe in solidarity with me. Like I think it's wrong to cringe at like old artwork because it's a stepping stone to where you're at now, right? Like you got to do some like it's a balancing act. You have to move on healthily. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I'm me, let's dive into the psychological reasoning for why I was a flop and why I was incredibly bland and flavorless. So, let's talk about the PC culture of the art YouTube community, because it is definitely there. As we all know, the art YouTubers that are ad friendly, that are kid friendly, the ones that are making bank, they're often very, very PC. There is little to no swearing. The content is very child safe. It's very child locked, you know what I mean? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But what was wrong was for me to think that that was for me. I did not, there was no light. I could not see the light because it just was not there for me. All I saw were like cute little tutorials and like really innocent captions on Instagram about like their artwork. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like maybe if I do that, I'll get popular. No, stop. Literally stop. Just be yourself, bitch. Be yourself. That shit's so played out, but you get what I mean. Basically, I straddled a very fine line of like not knowing who I was as a person because I was so young, and then not being able to assert myself because I didn't think it was okay to. Also, I was just so young that I was like, oh my God, if I say a bad word online, no one will hire me in the future. Like, I'm such a goody goody. Like, being a goody goody ain't it. All of my formerly gifted kids, can we all stand up? Shout out to y'all. Yeah. This just adds on to the reason why I want to start this channel again, because I think it's important for people to have representation. Obviously, a YouTube channel with a guy swearing for like 15 minutes is not real. It's not that deep. But it is important for other content creators to see that there are people that are okay with being themselves. And, right now I'm feeling very motivated to be myself because being myself is really the only thing that's been benefiting me lately. And I think it's important for people to understand that message for themselves too. So I'll just continue churning out this terrible content for you and you will continue eating it up. And that's how our relationship will go. Thanks. Yep. So, God, I let me just tell you something. It has been a struggle. Recording this video, this is actually the third speed paint that I've tried recording because the first two, I recorded them on pretty shitty software. Like I did not do enough research. I'm a very research-based person, very neurotic. You can tell just by the way I talk. I'm a very contemplative person, and it's convenient, but it gets in the way sometimes. Anyways, why doesn't anyone ever talk about like how difficult it is to produce good content? Like the editing process, the recording process. I'm glad I'm getting all of this out in my first video because if this is all I talked about in future videos, no one would want to watch me. Ugh, such a struggle. First world problems. Ugh, being a YouTuber is so hard. Yeah, why doesn't anybody talk about how difficult this is? Like, I see why the videos I made before were so shitty. Like, they definitely had a right to be. No, they did not. Oh, oh fuck. I should probably talk about the artworks. So, I had one artwork, first of all. I was creating like my profile picture, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be my moment. Like, I'm gonna record the speed painting of this, and I do still have the file of the video, but it is watermarked because I didn't realize that the program actually set a watermark. I know, dumb of me. So that video is already a bust. And then I finally figured out the right programs. I figured out another speed painting that I wanted to do. I sketched it out and I painted it out all while I was recording my screen, and I was like, this is going so well. This is why you need to do backups because 2 hours in, everything crashed. And thank God for Fire Alpaca. Shout out to my fellow broke bitches and or bitches that just don't want to spend money, my fellow frugal bitches, because Fire Alpaca, she's free and she's great. I don't know. Maybe I'll upgrade to Photoshop later, but that's when I get my shmoney. Anyways, so back to the drawing. This one speed painting that I was doing, it just wasn't, when it crashed, I was honestly devastated. The drawing was fine because Fire Alpaca auto-saved it, but the entire 2 hour file of the speed painting was corrupted. Rip in the chat, F. So, now we're getting to this speed painting. I figured out my shit. I did my research. I swear to God. I was like, if this doesn't work out, maybe this is just not for me. I am incredibly dramatic. But at this point, who isn't? I mean, we're in the midst of like a softcore zombie outbreak. You know what I mean? Thank you, Corona, constantly setting the bar for us all. So yeah, it's been rough. And like I mentioned earlier, this is literally wait, no, I didn't mention it earlier. You know why I don't remember mentioning it earlier is because I have completely lost count of how many times I've tried recording this voiceover because I am just so absolutely well, there's a lot of reasons for this. And I think they also tie into why I was so bland. So I'm just really afraid of letting people see the real me. And when you say it like that, it sounds really stupid and you're like, well, duh. Because that's a type of that's like a boomer meme, but like a boomer inspirational post. Like it's just so it's worded in a way that is so incredibly cheesy that it loses its effectiveness, and I don't think it's a good way of conveying that. So I'm gonna put it like this. It's really hard. No, actually, I'm just gonna cut that all out. Anyways, does anyone miss the old days of YouTube? Because I remember when I was younger, as I mentioned earlier, I was very young when I started watching YouTube, as I think all people my age did, because it's just what we grew up around. And I remember watching like all of these old art YouTube channels, and everything just seems so organic. Everything feels so like corporal now. I don't know if this is like a conspiracy theory or what, but I really think that YouTube is trying to gentrify its platform for celebrities to take advantage of advertisements and get more money. But you know what? It's okay. Actually, I'm gonna edit that out because I'm gonna get blacklisted, but it's okay. Anyways, do you ever miss the old days of YouTube? Because back then, it used to be the most like carefree Wild West environment where anyone could post like the most shittily done videos, but like the fact that it was shittily done actually kind of added to it. I used to watch this girl named Blue Mac and Cheese. Where are my fellow Blue Mac and Cheese stands at? Like the Pokemon parodies, that was my shit. That was my shit. And I feel like there's been a lot of it lost in the modern culture of YouTube, you know what I mean? I feel like everything is just so cynical and so corporal these days because we just don't have the same innocence anymore. Everyone's just so jaded to what YouTube is that they don't see what YouTube could be. Back then, all we could see was what it could be because it didn't exist, really. And I'm saying this like I was like old enough to actually comprehend everything, but like it just it's different now. And I think for what I'm trying to do, for what people like me have been trying to do, it's gone different in a bad way. It feels very inorganic and it feels very far removed from what the original intent of YouTube was supposed to be, in my opinion. You know, the you in YouTube is actually for you. So yeah, the golden days are gone. But that's why I think it's important for creators to again engage with that sort of old spirit. I'm an old soul. I'm an old YouTube soul. I'm a different breed. I'm a different guy. Man, I feel like I've talked about everything and simultaneously nothing throughout this. You know, man, I'm real excited about this. If there's anyone that is still listening to me, congrats to you because I would have stopped listening to me a long time ago. But, you know, while you're here, you may as well click that subscribe. Oop, there's my second call to action. Looks like I'm being a good YouTuber. I'm making $100,000 a year in YouTube ad revenue, not clickbait. Story time, incredible, not clickbait. Yeah, I think it's important for us to bring back some of that innocence, even if it's not in the same way that it used to be, even if it's not the same wide-eyed gaze that we used to look upon the internet with in general. It's important that we bring it back because I am so sick of like the same overproduced content. I want shit posting back, but like I want shit posting to be popular again. I don't want to see more of the Tonight Show and like, oh, that shit's gonna get me blacklisted. Actually, cut the cameras. Basically, I want to be the person that old me would watch and be inspired by. You know, do something that your future you would thank you for. God bless you, Mute Tripled, for that. Michelle Lamb, God damn it, girl. If you if you somehow find this video, I would like to thank you for like the past 4 years being bearable. Oh, when did this turn into like a Mute Tripled appreciation video? I'm just rambling on and on, guys. It's just I can't help myself. I'm sorry. Well, now that we're at the end, I guess I think we're at the end. Now that we're at the end-ish, I'd just like to say thank you and subscribe if you're into this, and be ready for me to drop some more. Um, God, I sound like such a boomer in this video. Like not like I'm not a like I'm not actual boomer, but like boomer mentality. It's like a lifestyle.